I'm gonna get in trouble for this one because I liked Ms. Marvel, the New Mutant. This is issue 4, the final issue. It's written by the actress who plays Ms. Marvel in the movies and TV show, Iman Vellani. She's Canadian, so we gotta support our Canadian brothers and sisters. That's how it goes in Canada. Sorry, that's just how it is. I actually like Ms. Marvel in the movie The Marvels and in the show. The show is kind of goofy and it's a bit long, and I guess it's kind of pointless if I'm really honest. But it didn't piss me off or anything. It was just kind of eh. But I like the actress, so she's writing this comic. The first few issues were like okay. I feel that this 4-part issue could have probably just been 2 parts, to be honest. You probably could have taken, this one can just be left as is. The first 3 issues could have just been 1. I'm not faulting her. There is a co-writer. I'm not even faulting the co-writer, really. I'm faulting Marvel and the way that they produce comics now, which is we must make 4, 6, 7-part, 8-part stories so we can combine them into a nice looking little trade paperback or whatever. It tends to lead to what we call constipated comics. It's just taken forever for something to happen. I'm happy to report though that this is like more than half of this comic is fighting, which is what we want really, or at least what I want out of an X-Men title. I think the X-Men, if you're a long-time followers of the channel here, saw that I started out as an X-Men heavy. I was reviewing every X-Men book that came out, starting with Dawn of X and Powers of 10, and I never missed an issue. And then I did that for a couple of years, I think, and then I couldn't do it anymore. It got too out of hand with just its boringness, really. It's just a lot of council meetings, and I think there was one issue where they all stood around, they were all sitting at a table talking, and I thought, was that, I just paid like $6, this is Canadian, I just paid like $6 for this, like what the hell? And then I stopped. But I am a Ms. Marvel fan, sort of. I never got into her when she came out, because I thought, well, this is just one of these, we know why they created this character, right? But I find that, she's not a copy of Captain Marvel, and it's not like a lot of these other characters that were created where they're just a copy. She has her own power set. The big problems I had with her was that, is she a mutant? Is she an Inhuman? Like, what the hell? And they didn't really solve it in this either, so we're still gonna have some problems. However, this is definitely the best comic of the 4 of them, easy. And this is the only Marvel, this is the only Marvel comic I bought this week. This is probably it's probably my favorite Marvel comic, which is not great, but what can you do? Marvel is just not doing it well for me right now in comic books and in movies. Right, so I'm actually gonna give the storyline a 1. I like the storyline here, it's good. I was thinking about giving it a 1.5, but it's a standard story, but I actually want a standard story. It's like Ms. Marvel, she's trying to find herself. I don't need her to find herself. I need the writers and the creative, people there to pick something. She's a mutant, that's it, and then don't change it. Or she's an Inhuman, that's it, don't change it. Or she has this cosmic bracelet, okay, well then don't change that, right? It's just a mess. The movies are a bit of a mess. Nobody knows what this character is. You go to someone on the street and you're like, you, Incredible Hulk, what do you know? And they'll be like, oh yeah, the guy, he's some guy, gets angry, then he becomes Hulk. Yes. Okay. How did he do that? Oh, he was hit by radiation or something, or some science thing. Right. It's like, okay, Spider-Man. Oh yeah, he was bit by a spider and then he got spider powers. Okay, cool. It's like Ms. Marvel. She's got stretchy powers. Right, if you're a comic book reader. Oh no, but she has these cosmic bracelets if you watched only the movies. Right? It's like, oh, there's that mist and gas. It's like, right, if you read the first stuff. Like, it's like nobody knows what to do with this character. You need a proper identity. So that's not solved in this one, though. It's kind of just put on the back burner to say, okay, she's just going to continue doing what she's doing, and then whether you label her an Inhuman or X-Men or whatever, they kind of say at the end it doesn't matter. But I gotta dig the story for that because it's not clear. But I'm still giving it a 1 out of 2 for the story, so that's a pass because I actually like this comic. It was all action, so the story kind of took a second like a back burner, but that's okay because I wanted the action. She's fighting this Sentinel the entire more than half the comic. So this is like an Iron Man kind of Sentinel, which I actually think is really cool. I came up with a really cool idea for a Sentinel for one of my role-playing games. We used to play Marvel role-playing TSR, and I came up with a really cool idea for a Sentinel. Should I say it? Maybe I'll save it. I'll say it. I wanted a Dr. Octopus Sentinel. So a Sentinel with the Dr. Octopus arms. Oh, I don't know if that's been done. If that's been done, let me know in the comments. And if you see that in any Marvel thing and it hasn't been done, you remember it was on this video first. So one out of 2. So that's a pass. 1 out of 2 is a pass. 1 is a pass. Pacing, 2 out of 2. This was perfectly paced. Lots of fighting, great little action in the beginning. Like, look at she's getting stretched. I love that she's getting stretched across 2 panels. Come on, that's pretty fun, right? Yeah, lots of fighting. Bruno is running around trying to figure out how to stop this Sentinel. But look, it's still fighting, and we're more than halfway through the comic, and it's still fighting, right? Sorry, that's where the fight ended. The fight ended on this page. So right the next page, we've got some story. And so the story is only really a few pages. It's mostly action, which is what I actually want out of an X-Men title. Some story, some character, but action. They're an action-based team. I'm actually going to give the art, I really like this art in this comic. I think it really fits. I might give it a 2. I'm going to give it a 2. A 2 out of 2 for the art. Yeah, 2 out of 2 for the art. I like the art here. It's, again, it's a bit Marvel standard issue art, but I think it just looks good to me here. The colors were nice on the pages here for me. So yeah, that might be a little bit high. And remember, I'm not comparing this to Jack Kirby or something. I'm comparing this to itself, your expectations, other Marvel comics other Ms. Marvel comics. So I'm not comparing this even to Spider-Man, for example. I'm just saying the art works for me in this comic. And speaking of art, I just wanted to mention my channel sponsor, beardedshirts.com. The link is in the description. They do these amazing print all over shirts. I'm wearing Polar Boy today. It's awesome. It continues on into the back, so it's really cool. They have lots of different patterns. They have a lot of X-Men stuff as well, so they've been adding some X-Men stuff in there too. So it's been really cool. And I got an X-Men on order, which I'm going to show you guys when I get it. I'm really excited about that. So that's beardedshirts.com. Check them out, and the link is in the description. All right, characters. I'm going to give it a 1 for characters. I actually like Bruno a lot. He does a great little hero speech here to pump Ms. Marvel up. I really like Ms. Marvel. I actually like Ms. Marvel. I'm not ashamed to say it. I think she's got kind of a cool character. She's not a copy. I like the stretchy powers, really. Just keep her with that. She's got her little Tom Baker scarf. Yeah, and I actually like the way that she looks as this New Mutant character, like her costume, the New Mutant costume. Well, whether there it is there. Actually looks pretty cool, I think. I think it does suit her. So the reason I'm not giving it a higher than a 1 is that the villains were very weak to me. I just didn't really care about them at all. And there was a lot of stuff with the villains and I just didn't care. So unfortunately, I have to ding it for that. So I'm going to give it a 1 for that one. Enjoyment factor. So where are we at here? We're at a 1, a 2, so 4, 5, 6. We're at a 6. I'm going to give it a 1.5 for enjoyment factor. I really enjoyed this a lot. I think it should have been 2 issues. It should have just been a 2-parter. Or even a thicker one-shot. That may have been even better. Maybe like a double page, whatever. A double one-shot. That may have been better. So I'm still going to give it a 1.5. I really liked it. I'm going to get the next Ms. Marvel comic that comes out, whatever it happens to be. I think they did a great job, especially on this one. So 7.5 out of 10 for this comic. I may even go to an 8. To be honest, maybe I might even go to an 8, but I'd have to think about it. But as it stands right now, I'm sticking with the 1, and I've got the 2, and then a 1, and then a 1.5. So 7.5. Let me know what your thoughts are on Ms. Marvel. Am I crazy? I know, one thing I will notice that, sometimes I'll post a video and I'm with the popular opinion. Like I didn't think, I didn't like Wakanda Forever or whatever. I didn't like Eternals, right? But then sometimes I'm not with the crowd, right? Like, I thought this was okay. I didn't despise the Marvels. I gave it a 5 out of 10 for the movie, right? So I didn't give it a 1 out of, like, I would say Eternals is 100 times worse than the Marvels, right? So sometimes I'm with the crowd and sometimes I'm not with the crowd, but I always do try to give my opinion. So if you do enjoy my space review system, give me a like, consider subscribing. We've got channel memberships up as well, so there's that to check out. That is it. All right, until next time.